Good afternoon. My name is Mike Scanlon, City Manager, City of Osawatomie, Kansas, and this is my weekend update for July 30th, 2021. This week we kicked off our Oz Commons planning effort with 48 of you joining us at the high school to talk about our downtown area and how we could look at it and redevelop it and imagine it in the future. This coming week on August 5th from 6 to 8 o'clock, we will have the same type of event at the middle school. It's a come and go, and you get to talk to consultants. There's 5 or 6 stations that you get to walk around and participate in. I encourage you, if you have a passion for our community and our downtown, please show up. We want to hear your ideas. We want to hear your thoughts. One of the things that I heard and saw coming out of this week's event was the fact that why are you looking at the downtown when you can't even maintain our streets? And I want people to understand that our monies can only be spent in certain ways, and there's only so much of it available to us to spend on streets. And one of the factors that really impacts us is our pull factor. So a community that is completely in balance, has perfect equilibrium as it relates to sales tax, has a pull factor of 1, meaning for every $1,000 that's spent in the community, that $1,000 comes back to the community, or a percent of it, as sales tax. Some cities have higher amounts of pull factor and some have lower amounts of pull factor. I'm going to show you a chart. Here's the chart of the top 10. I've worked in 2 of the top 10 communities, and I will tell you they didn't have pull factors that were that high. I worked in Merriam, Kansas, and their pull factor is 4.49. When I started, there were 1/10 the number of car dealerships there. There wasn't an IKEA. There wasn't a Merriam Town Center. When I worked in Mission, Kansas, same thing for their downtown. Same thing for a Target that came into the community. The expansion of all of their West Gateway corridor. There are 2 communities that are in the top 10, and I want you to note that Paola is also on the top 10, and their pull factor is about 1.65. That becomes important because that Paola pull factor is a function of us. I'm going to show you now the bottom 10 in pull factor. That's where we are, 0.35, meaning that, in a sense, 65%, or 0.65 of our sales tax, is being spent elsewhere. It's not being spent in our community. That sales tax that we could have collected, that we don't, could have gone to streets. That pull factor, that change in pull factor between Paola and Osawatomie is Osawatomie residents going to Paola and spending their dollars. We have to change our pull factor. The first place we can change it, downtown corridor. There's also other properties we have in our community where we could expand the sales tax base that's available to us to invest in projects. If we don't change our pull factor, which is what downtown redevelopment is all about, it's not about making it pretty. It's about making it attractive so that people will spend their money here so that we can maintain our streets. We have to change our pull factor. That's as much of Oz Commons as anything else that we're doing. So if you want to invest in your streets, invest your time in participating in Oz Commons and figuring out how we attract people into our community to spend their dollars and to keep the people in our community spending their dollars here so that we can invest in the streets. If you don't change the economic conditions that generate the revenues that we have, we'll never be able to get to all the streets that need our attention. So with that, August 5th, 6 to 8 p.m., participate in Oz Commons. Remember, it's as much about making our downtown a beautiful place as it is making it a place that creates economic activity. Look forward to seeing you.